Welcome to week one of ECE 312. My name is Dr. John Barlow, and I'm going to have these tutorials for you. This walks you through each week's requirements and helps you get a good start for each week. So let me just kind of start here. As it says right under the announcements, this is where your page may look slightly different because mine has a few additional aspects as an instructor's page. But your announcement should be here. Look there, I only have one, but those will be added to throughout the course. And then it says start here, so we're going to do that. But before I do, let's step down and you can see the overview of the entire course. All 5 weeks is down here below. If I click the start here button, it will take you to a page where it walks you through the things you need to just double check to make sure that you are ready for the class. Many of you are familiar with these steps, but it's still not a bad idea to review them. We can look at the next. Go to the next page. It talks about the required text. That is a link, so the book is available to you whenever you have access to it online. There are required resources. This NAEYC Early Childhood Program Standards, you're going to need to get to know that well. In fact, I have it pulled up right there. Your final project for this course, as well as many other times throughout the course, you'll be referring to this. So get familiar with it. These are the basic standards for the NAEYC accreditation. So make sure that you're looking those over well as we go through that. Multimedia, supplemental material, there's a website, evaluation rubric, things like that that are helpful. Other websites that you'll use throughout the course. So we're going to scroll down. Might make you dizzy if I go too fast. Hit next. Some recommended resources. I highly recommend that you look at each one of these. As you're desiring to be a leader, building your personal library of information is going to be very valuable to you in that. So these are recommended resources that you can use throughout the course and beyond. So please keep that in mind. Again, I could scroll fast and make you dizzy, but you can see there's a lot of options here. Let's go to the next. Talks about the course grading. Some of you may have questions along that line, so it's good to look at this page over. How much each of these major requirements is worth, including the one that's worth 25%, which is your final project. Again, your NAEYC standards are going to be important for that. So again, keep those things in mind as you prepare for that. Go on to the next page. The calendar is very helpful. Talks about what's happening each week as you look at that. Faculty expectations, good section to look over. What it means to submit late work. I want you to be able to communicate with me. If something is going to be submitted late, please communicate with me. I'm usually very flexible because I know as an online student things come up, but I am much more flexible when you communicate with me in advance. So keep that in mind and communicate well. Even a section here on what you can expect from me. The Ashford Cafe is listed there as well. Ways that you can connect with the Ashford University family. So keep those things up and running in mind. Here's the Ask Your Instructor section. Notice that I subscribe to it here. That's not a bad thing to subscribe to if you have the opportunity to do it, because if someone asks a question, you may very well have the same question. And if you get a notification, I subscribe to it because I don't get any other notification unless I do. And I've been known to miss the Ask Your Instructor section before. So it's good to subscribe to it. That's a page for me, faculty resources, because I'm a faculty. Now we're going to week 1. This is where we want to start. Talks about the overview, the learning outcomes. You're educators, so you understand what it is to have the learning outcomes and what's entailed with that. Again, the resources for this week, we're going to be covering chapters 1 and 2 of your textbook. Again, I told you that the NAEYC Early Childhood Program standards are going to be something that you're very familiar with by the end of this class, so keep those in mind. It wouldn't hurt to print them off because you can do that. Information that's available with that. This is actually probably a longer tutorial just because we're going through some things that are preliminary, but it's good to help you get started. Here is the instructor guidance for the class. This is also, it's similar to the textbook, but it gives you some strong connections that you can read through this to be able to gain and glean from this. I'm not going to let you can read it on your own. I'm going to make you dizzy again, sliding down to the bottom, because I want to go to next. Now, post your introduction. This is the first requirement of the course. Please do that by Tuesday of the first week. The sooner you engage, the more likely you will be able to interact well with your classmates. So post your introduction. Follow the guidance there provided. You have a couple of options of ways you can do that. Please follow through. You can see that I already posted mine. And welcome aboard this journey is what I say, so you can take care of that and watch that and get a chance to get to know me a little bit better. Now, discussion 1 is going to be dealing with the vision and mission statements along with an organizational philosophy. It refers to, in the instructions, Table 1.1, which is in your textbook. So I'm going to go here, and I've already set it up. I am in section 1.4. You can navigate to different sections. Please read all of the chapter, but this shows how you can navigate to specific sections. You can see right here where it says 1.4. Well, that's where I'm at. The philosophy, vision, and mission as administrative tools. You're looking to head toward administration, or you already have that role and are looking to strengthen your skills. It starts with philosophy. Philosophy is like the foundation. In fact, if I was telling you, I would flip this. So I would put philosophy at the bottom. It is the basics on what you are building as a school. What is your educational philosophy? What is your understanding about how children learn? And all of the things that make the foundation of your school is its philosophy. Then the vision statement. You're going to build off of that philosophy a vision statement of where you want to go as an organization. And then getting closer to where the rubber meets the road, but not quite to the classroom, as far as the details, is the mission statement. Now, the mission statement should impact what happens in the classroom every day. The mission statement is going to take the philosophy and the vision, and it's going to say, okay, what are we going to do to meet those objectives, to meet what we expect our students to be and accomplish as a result of going through our program. So the mission statement is a direction for every staff member to know of this is how we're going to get where we want to go. So that's our first discussion that's related to that. Make sure you read the directions very carefully. You're going to be developing your own mission statement, philosophy, and vision for your center. It may be the current center that you work at. It may be a fictional one that you make up. So keep that in mind. I'm looking forward to hearing it because I learn a lot about how you think in this process. Make sure that you follow the guidance for your peer responses. You should respond to at least 2, but don't limit yourself to that. You can add to that. Now I can click next. And that takes me to the next discussion. This one's important. First of all, it's going to be based on the details of accreditation. You can look here in Chapter 2 of your textbook. Here are some of the organizations that are involved in an accreditation process. Each of these organizations are involved in it in some way with that. You may be familiar with some, or maybe all of them, depending on your background with this. Going back to the discussion, this one's a unique one because as a leader, you will be addressing a particular topic, but sometimes you lead from the middle. You have somebody that you respond to, that you report to, and that's going to be the case here. You're the director, but there's actually an owner, and you want to encourage them to pursue accreditation. And you're going to write a letter. Please put this in letter form to the owner or to the person that you would respond to, encouraging them to pursue accreditation. You can look at the NAEY standards, which I showed you earlier. You could do from your own experience, from the reading of the chapter, the advantages of this. You want to be persuasive. Write it as a letter and be persuasive. Your response, because one of the things that's unique is if we can articulate somebody else's position, we can learn a lot and learn to lead from empathy, which is a powerful tool. You're going to respond to 2 of your classmates' letters that have tried to persuade you as the owner to pursue accreditation. You're going to respond by explaining why that's not necessarily the way that you're going to go right now. But both of these are in forms of letters, so keep that in mind as you work through this. The last part of this week is going to be your journal. The journals are very self-reflective. There is no length requirement, but make sure that you answer the topic thoroughly. You want to describe 2 to 3 qualities that you feel are critical for a leader to possess. It's an opportunity to reflect on your own situation or situations in the past as you think about what are the values of leadership. Now, I'm going to give you a little hint. If you just list 3 items without much explanation, that's not going to go well. I want you to take 2 or 3, probably best to shoot for 3, qualities that you think and give me a description of how that quality impacts good leadership. The more detail that you provide, obviously the better learning experience you have, and it demonstrates that you are an active participant in this class. I'm so thankful that you're a part of this journey. This was a longer tutorial, but I believe it will have great value, so watch for these. The remaining ones won't be as long because we won't have as much preliminary to go through. Thank you so much. Welcome aboard, and I'm looking forward to working with you.